Wubba lubba is up dub. Caleb.
Marleb. Well, Mark, actually. But,
Calark. And
yeah, here we are again.
back again for another one of these.
Yeah, so, how you doing, bro? How you going, bro?
I'm going well. Man, fuck.
You good, bro? You want to talk about some stuff?
This is it, man. You know, sometimes I just like look in the mirror and I think, I look really nice, but I'm achieving or trying to get to a goal that I just can't get, man.
Oh no, like you had this like image problem or something,
yeah,
like
man.
your self-image. Oh no, some people have.
Yeah, but in reality, it's just like.
Well, you're a really nice-looking guy, I think, man. I mean,
Okay,
I'm not. I don't know if I'm gay. I don't know how much gay stuff I'm really doing, but
don't make this gay, man.
It's only gay if you push back. One thing.
All I'm saying is people all have their different, opinions on how other people look.
Oh yeah, like some people find people attractive that others don't, and whatnot.
And
people are attracted to different things.
Yeah. So it makes it hard sometimes to
wonder what you look like.
Yeah.
To other people.
Yeah, man.
It does, man.
And especially when people are like
I wonder what we look like to people. You know. Like, I hope we look. Okay, I suppose. Anyway, so why do you have what goes on when you look in the mirror there, Caleb?
I just think man, you gotta gain some weight, man. You're too skinny. Like, no one's gonna want that, bro.
No one at all, man.
No.
Do you eat enough food and stuff? Do you think?
Yeah, I do. I just think my metabolism's really fast, and I'm like.
Well,
some days I eat a lot.
You do, man.
And I'm just
a lot more than I do.
Yeah, man.
Well, you work out and stuff, and so
But
so you're not like living unhealthily.
No.
So what are you worried about?
I don't know, man. It's just this thought that comes into my head sometimes.
Well, yeah.
And
I don't look in the mirror and go like, oh man, Mark, looking super fucking amazing every time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, bro.
But some people are like so confident in the way they look. And
yeah, they are. Well, they also, some of those people come across pretty arrogant, and some of them don't. Some of them hold themselves pretty well, but well, there's this image to that's there's this image that's been created, by magazine covers and this what it is to be beautiful, man.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to but I don't think you should be worried about any of this because attractions. People can look really nice. You can be like, oh, wow, look at that person. Yeah. Or you can be like, oh, they're not very, you don't think much of them, you're not attracted to them, basically. You don't find them good looking. But then you could get to know that person and they could become better looking until, you find them, good looking and a really beautiful person. And you can find,
that is true.
Very good looking, attractive people that you start to get to know and they aren't very nice people and all of a sudden you don't find them attractive whatsoever.
Yeah.
Even though initially by looks you do.
I'm not really worried about how I look. It's more just it makes me want to work out more and eat more. It's you know what I mean? It's not like I'm oh, I go out and I'm how I said, oh, no one's gonna want that. I'm more just I'm more just you're really skinny, bro. You need to
eat some food.
Eat some food, work out, man. Get bigger. Because I'm obviously displeased.
Yeah. So are you trying to do that?
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to eat a lot. I've got a salad and stuff.
You get lots of salads, eh?
I eat heaps of salads, man. I always eat while I'm working. I'm just trying to eat constantly.
Yeah.
And just build up.
And how's that going? Is it working?
I don't know. I haven't scaled myself. I just keep looking in the mirror, man. You can do better. This is my little fight with myself all the time, man. I'm never satisfied with how I look.
I don't know. I don't know who really is, and I don't know if they should be, if they are all the time. I suppose maybe you should be if you've been overweight and really worked to get to lose weight and now you're feeling a lot better and look good, you should definitely be happy with how
Heck
looking, especially if you look poorly, you know, like 6 months, a year or 2
I think you
years
should
ago.
always be like happy with how you look, but maybe if you want to change something, you know, you do the change, but you can't change it right now.
No,
You know what I mean?
no.
So it's almost like a waste of time being like, fuck this, man. You're just like, you just have to accept the fact that this is your body, and if you want to change it, man, you change it. If you don't,
Yeah, man.
you sit there and you go,
Yeah,
hey, man,
it's. I think.
I appreciate.
Shush,
Fuck you.
You be quiet over
Not
there.
you, but you.
The old bingy bombs.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think a lot of people like worry about their self-image, and like I don't think people should worry about their self-image as much as like how they feel about themselves. It should be more about like, do you feel strong and maybe flexible, and do you feel healthy? Do you know what I mean? I think that's more important than how you actually like look, because if you feel healthy and strong, and you know, if you feel healthy and like you are trying to look after yourself, you feel better about yourself. So then your sort of like self-reflection on yourself might come across better, I guess. And lots of people do that. Like people work out.
Yeah. Well,
and that's not like
working
an
out
easy
does
thing.
make me feel better about like myself.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Afterwards, I'm like, fuck yeah, man. Walking around like, yeah, what's going on? Yeah, it's just work. And then like it comes down, I'm just like, what the fuck was I on? Like I was on some like workout high, man.
Well, you know, you did stuff with your like body. It's it's what you live in, man. You know, this is like your thing.
Yeah.
If you're not happy with like how you look, I wouldn't be unhappy if I looked in the mirror and saw you looking back at me. I'm gonna lie, like, but like I know what you mean. Like people, like you know, people have been like, "Hey, Mark, you know, like I find you attractive and stuff," and I'm like, "Well, thanks." But I don't like look in the mirror. Like I don't think I'm like a terrible looking person, but I look in the mirror and go like, "Mark, man, look at you today, so beautiful. Go out there and get him." Yeah. Like, I'm like, "Oh fuck, man, like you know, could lose a bit of weight or put some on if I'm like skinny or something." Like my weight's fluctuated heaps, man, and like I've never really. No, that's not true. I've been like happy with how
but honestly, like the past like couple weeks, I've been feeling better about like the way I look, just because I have been working out more. So it's
nothing
like
to do with like the ladies at work that like give you compliments or anything, is it?
Oh, and that as well, of course. Like that really helps.
It does that.
It does. Like helps so much. But yeah, it's just something I've struggled with for ages, because I've always had like a fast metabolism, so I'd have to eat heaps to like keep my weight up. And if I got sick, I could lose like weight quite easily. It was just, and I was always like fluctuating, and it was silly. I got to like a really great weight after working out heaps. I put in so much effort. I was eating like almost every 2 hours at one point, bro.
Every 2 hours, were you eating lots of like snacks?
No, just like you'd have like snacks, and then you'd have like a little bit of a meal at like meal times, you know, like a bit more decent, and then you just like keep snacking. And it was like hard for me, but it was the only way that I was like able to bulk up a bit. And
well, it's hard when you're like just turned 20.
Yeah.
You know, like man, it was hard for me to put on weight when I was young. Like I ate, and you know, like I was like a pretty skinny little fella.
Yeah.
Like, you know, could have ate more, I suppose, but you know, it was like hard to put on weight. And then you know, it sort of, I suppose everybody's different, but like you know, I've like worked out and you know, being fit, and like I've been like quite fit a few times, and been like, you know, really like, yeah, this is good. And then I've stopped, man, you know, and I've just got like, I've stopped working out basically. I've gotten a bit lazy and gone and done other things in my lives, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh hey man, you're like a bit bigger now, or you know, I've been like, I've like fluctuated from sort of like the lightest I've been was like 59 or 60, which was when I was like, when I lost my mind in Germany, basically, like when I was like really not in a good space. I wasn't looking after myself.
That's pretty light.
59's not a very good weight for my like height. You know, I was super skinny.
That's real skinny.
Very good. And the heaviest I've been is like 94, and I like to sit between like 68 and like 74.
Yeah,
that's sort of like where I like to be. But even when I'm at that weight, I'm kind of like, Mark, you know. Get sorted out, man. Like, let's do some push-ups, or like, let's go to that playground and like play around on those monkey bars, man. And I do, but like, how much fucking monkey bars do I need to play on, bro, to like get to what I want to look at?
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Exactly.
and it pays not to worry about it too much because it's like you constantly sort of change as you age, obviously. You know, so like when you're going to become an old person one day, you shouldn't be like so worried about, and you have time to like, you know, grow into that. Like as you get older, you sort of do start to not so much care, I imagine, or I'd hope so, because unless you're like some 50-year-old lady out there getting your fucking lips done and whatnot, trying to like, you know, still look good, and you come out not looking too
I don't say
great,
that
guys.
like,
you shouldn't, you know, be changing what like you're born with.
Just be satisfied with what you're born with.
It's well, you know, and if you're not, it's okay. Like not everybody's satisfied, and you know, we get old and die. You can't be. I don't think I'm going to be satisfied with my like body and looks when I'm like a 78-year-old man if I get there.
I'm going to try and like keep active so that I don't. Can't move when I'm older. You know what I mean?
That's my plan, bro. Like I don't want to get to. Like so, I'm 36, and there's a lot of people I know my age walking around like my knee, my shoulder, my back. Oh man, and like I don't have much of that yet. Like I got a little bit on my shoulder from a crash when I was 17. But like my body doesn't feel old yet, and it's like I'm trying to look after it, and I don't want to get to like 50 and haven't like looked after it and be like, oh no, I'm not like too healthy now, and I'm on the sort of backside of life. I better look after myself so I can be okay. I just want to maintain what I have to be in, man. Because I have to be in it.
Well, that's more for just.
Sometimes I don't do that too well, and sometimes I am. And I'm doing okay at the moment, man. I'm like, been working out a lot more than I was, you know, in like the peak summer. Yeah. So I was having way too much fun then. So, why do you think? What made you start thinking like that? Like, there must be a reason why you looked at yourself in the mirror one time and went like, "Hey, man."
Oh well, I was always like real skinny as a kid, like super like calves and thighs same size sort of shit, and I'm like running around like this little skeleton man.
Yeah, like little stick
And like, you know, people would point it out. They're like, look at Caleb, and I'm like, hey man, nigga, and I'm like, shit man, I can't even defend myself. I don't have any like, my biceps are my triceps. Like this shit doesn't make sense. So,
was it actually that? Were you that skinny, or like?
I was pretty skinny. Yeah. Like I was skinnier than everyone else, sort of thing. Except for like, you know, the odd
anorexic kid.
Yeah. It's like, you know. Anyway, and it sort of just like followed me into high school a little bit. I just couldn't gain any weight, and you know, people just kept mentioning it, and that was when I was like, dude, and I sort of just like started working out, and then, you know, I was trying to get to a point where I was just satisfied, where I felt like I could be like, I don't know, if people pointed this out, I'd be like, what do you mean? I'm cool.
Like I'm completely satisfied with my like how I look right now.
Yeah, because I knew I wasn't.
Have you ever got to that
satisfied. Point? Yeah, I got to that point. Like, cause I remember I was at high school and like people started making fun of me because I was working out. You know.
Oh yeah, because you know people make
because
fun
people
of you
make fun of you for everything.
People like to make fun, you know.
Fucking,
guys, you know,
retards.
You fucking trying to get fit. You're eating too much cake. You fucking.
But you know, it's like.
Look at you going.
They were making fun of me because they could see I was actually making progress. Like my shoulders were getting bigger. You know, I wasn't this skinny little. Like still, you know, I was starting to get a bit of muscle, and you know that made me feel good. And I was like, well, this is sort of like a good place. So it made me just want to work out more and just be like, yeah. That was when I was like working out for ages, and I think I got to like 70. Which was like really good.
How old were you?
16, maybe 17.
Yeah.
So it was pretty.
It's a good weight.
Yeah, it was pretty good for my height. It was like a really good weight. You know.
Kilos, guys.
Yeah,
none of these pounds. We talking kilograms around here.
Yeah. So, you know, then I got
kg.
I got sick, I think, and then I just like didn't want to work out anymore, and I went into this like just wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about other things, a bit skinnier. I was like, man, I've still just like been stagnating for a while, so I'm trying to just get there and be like, hey man, like boom. And I'm already pretty pleased with where I am now.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, which is pretty.
It's kind of maintenance.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I'm not pleased where I am. I'm like a lot happier with where I was like a month ago.
Mm.
I'm like still like got work to do, Mark. Got like a bit of excess going on here, and you know, like I'm not going to be able to like in 20 years from now. I'm not going to be like, oh, look at this like perfect body I've got going on here. Like it's you start to.
And I hate.
Unless you got access to all those, you know, all those little hormonal tricks that are going on, but.
Yeah. And then, I was gonna say something, but it's like it should be like your own journey as well. Like you should change for you, if that makes sense. Like
yeah,
people,
like I don't.
People always be mentioning how you look and all that. And
Yeah,
it's really easy to be like, well, fuck my movement.
You look good, man.
Yeah.
Bro, you look like shit today, man. What happened to you?
Oh, man, I just like woke up.
Oh.
No, what do you mean, man? Yeah, but you know, it's like they're always gonna try and do that, and you've just gotta be pleased with how you look. So maybe then you could look them in the eyes and be like, well, maybe you should have an apple or two.
Yeah.
Because you know, apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah, like I don't work. I don't do exercise so I look good to other people. Like, it's for me, it is like when I was younger. So I was like quite a chubby kid. Like I was like in rugby, I was like a front row. I was like a hooker, which is like front row, you know, in the scrum. Like I was like quite a chubby kid, and up until I was like 15, and then when we moved from like, you know, the country to Tauranga, my uncle, who's like a power lifter, was living pretty close, and I used to go work out with him. He basically got me into this like proper like little workout routine. I got like pretty fucking ripped over like 6-7 months, and I don't exactly remember what I was.
It's pretty sick though.
Yeah,
a little tubby kid.
Yeah, but I like, you know, like I went from like, oh man, I'm like, you know, people will be like, you know, oh, like Mark's fat. People like kids are mean, bro. You know, if you're fat, they're gonna tell you because they don't have filters. Little gremlins they are.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like I was like, you know, pretty sad about, you know, being tubby, and I tried to like lose weight. I was like running, like we lived like 1.3 k's down the road, so, and I used to like run to the side of the road and back like 4 or 5 times like a week, and for like ages, man. Like I was still like tubby.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I worked out with my uncle where I got like a lot. And then like, you know, girls all of a sudden were like kind of like attracted to me, and I was like, hey, this is nice, but at the same time, I don't know, like it's all kind of shallow in that sense when you're like younger, like high school. But it's so at that point, you know, I was working out with self-image. I was like, people think I'm ugly, I'm fat, and I was fat, like, you know. So, but no, I do it so I feel good, so I can move around, and like if I need to move quickly, I want to be able to. If I need to like hold on to shit, you know, I hope I can. I don't want to be flying off the boat, you know, a big wave comes along if I'm on one, or things happen, and you might be able to. You might have to like look after yourself. Yeah, man. And you might need to know how your body works to do that. And people might try to fight you and stuff, man. You don't want to be like all.
I want to be able to like.
You want to like confident
building, bro.
What's that?
I want to be able to parkour up a building.
Yeah.
You know, well, if I'm running away.
Why don't you start practicing some parkour? You could do it here, man. Yeah. Good access to some roofs, you
know. What's that? It's just like me fucking jumping roof to roof, man.
But yeah, the world is pretty like. Funny about how, you know, I hope you guys all know, like, most of you are pretty beautiful until you like act horribly. Like when you be like,
I feel like beauty is from your personality, and
definitely, man, more than like not so much like inanimate objects can look beautiful. Like I find this gremlin kind of beautiful in its own like weird way, but I mean like.
And you can
true, like things can be beautiful, but like when it comes to humans, like you don't want to like marry someone you think looks super gorgeous and think she's a complete bitch the whole time you're with her, or vice versa when it comes to a guy.
Hell yeah.
This guy looks super good, but man, he's treats me like shit. Fucking.
It's a bit of a train wreck, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that cunt.
So yeah, but I hope you you know, you look pretty good. I think. I don't know how I'm looking these. I feel like I look a bit better than I used to a month ago.
You're pretty handsome, man, bro.
Oh, thanks, man.
You're welcome, bro.
You're probably just attracted to my personality, though.
You do have a good personality, bro.
I don't know. Sometimes it's not that okay. It depends on your personality. How what my personality will be like.
That's also it, man. I feel like we're all in this like crazy little whirlpool where you know sometimes we meet the same sort of wave and we just are like, oh hey, but you know, other times it's just chaos.
Yeah. Yeah. Attraction. Well, I hope you're attracted to yourself, Caleb. Because, well, not attracted to yourself. You don't want to be too attracted. You don't want to be a metrosexual. You know, that's the thing where you love yourself.
Really?
You're like, you know, where you think you look real good and you're like, look at you, Mark, look at you go.
Well, I hope you're not too into yourself either.
Nah, I'm not I think I'm alright. Like, I'll do for now. But, you know. Nah, definitely not, man. I definitely have fucking, like, issues when it comes to, like, what I look like. Like, especially my smile. Like, you know, I don't have good teeth, man. Like, I've, you know, like, one's been knocked out.
Yeah.
Fucking, I've got, like, you know, I've lost, like, a couple. Yeah. So, you know, like, so that when it comes to smiling, I'm all like, oh, no, man, like, you probably don't look very nice right now because teeth and, you know, they're supposed to look super white and be all close together because that's what they, you know, all the actors have and stuff.
But you can just...
Then with all their white teeth. Watch shows. Notice how everybody's teeth's just so white.
Yeah. No one has, like, real teeth.
Well, they probably do.
No, I reckon they've just been, like...
just probably really looked after.
Yeah, they've been treated...
Well, they're looking after their teeth, man. Maybe... You know, I probably should have done that. I know I should have. I didn't, like, look after my teeth really well. I didn't, like, look after them poorly. I brushed my teeth, stuff. But, you know, I also drank a lot of energy drinks, smoked cigarettes, drank coffee. I'm also a chef, so I'm, like, putting fucking food in my mouth a lot, which is not very good, you know, for, like, overall teeth hygiene. But anyway. So, yeah, like, a lot of, you know. Are you happy you don't smile, Mark? I'm happy I just have a bit of a sad face.
If you're out there and you're worried about how you look,
please don't be, guys. Like, and if you are like worried about like your weight and stuff, maybe just like, you know, just start doing stuff, man. Like put on some music and dance around. It's pretty fun.
Do a little research, look at little activities you can do that'll burn those calories, man. And if you look,
it's all input output, guys. What you put in.
Yeah.
If you're putting in more than you put out, you know, you're going to have storage.
And vice versa, if you're trying to gain weight.
And you're doing too much and you're not putting enough in, if you're doing, you know, you're not going to be getting bigger, you're going to be getting smaller.
Exactly.
It's a system, guys, you know.
This
is a little thing that you've got to, like, operate and make sure it's doing okay.
It's like a little machine.
Here and there, I guess.
Everywhere.
Anything else, bro?
I feel like that's it, man.
Well, that's pretty good, I think. It's good chat, man.
I think it was.
It's good to hear.
That helped me, man.
Well, I'm glad, man. I'm glad. Yeah. See you guys.
See you guys next time.
Hope you're doing good, man. Till next time.